What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Nolifetilmetal Metal. It's time for part 2 of my 7-inch rock metal update. Okay, this one's going to be mostly rock. I mean, some of these bands were considered metal back in the 70s. I'm not here to argue what's rock and what's metal. I get tired of hearing that, especially nowadays when I see people arguing that bands like Iron Maiden, Saxon, Judas Priest, Anthrax, and Metallica aren't metal. So, I mean, when you start seeing that, you just know that people are just, well, silly. Anyhow, let me get right into this. I'm going to start with a Grail. Unfortunately, it's not an original pressing. It's a bootleg, but I don't care. I've wanted this single forever. I've got a huge collection of Thin Lizzy 7-inch singles and 12-inch vinyl and CDs. But this one has just always escaped me. But this is a beautiful pressing of Thin Lizzy's New Day EP. As you can see, it's got the sleeve. It looks just like the original, but it is very new looking, so you can probably guess that it's not, you know, an original pressing. It also seems to be, it seems to be slightly cut off center a little bit. If you look up top there, I've never had an original pressing, but you can see the numbers are cut off. And then it opens like this, and then the album kind of slides in there. But yeah, it's cool, but like I said, not an original pressing that I don't think it is. And then this super thick, beautiful pressing with the looks like the original Decca, you know, center label. Really nicely done pressing, and it sounds great. Yeah, I'm excited to have it in my collection, even if it is not an original pressing. Good luck finding an original pressing. If you can find one for under $500. I'd be impressed. I'd love to have one. You know, it's one of those albums that I've always wanted to own and just never have. Thin Lizzy being one of my all-time favorite bands. So, all right. I promise the rest of these, because I have a large stack here, the rest of them won't be as long. So, as I said, large stacks. So we're gonna cook through a lot of these. This is Steppenwolf. Always love this album. Always love this album cover, which you can kind of see the cover in the front here. But yeah, this is the single for Who Needs Ya. Back with a song I've never been able to pronounce. It's Ear Splittin' Loud and Boomer. Ear Splittin' Loud and Boomer. It's basically a bunch of words slammed together. So if you take it apart, Ear Splittin' Loudin' Boomer. But trying to say it all together at one time and pronounce it, yeah, I can't do it. But yeah, nice Japanese pressing. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of Japanese pressings in this particular pile. I just came across this Japanese seller who is just giving me smoking deals. Literally, none of these have cost me over $10. None of these Japanese singles have cost over $10, which is amazing because Japanese singles for a lot of these sell for ridiculous prices. So anyhow, this is Led Zeppelin, Trampled Underfoot, backed with Black Country Woman. You can see the nice picture of Plant and Page there. It has the original sleeve on it. I usually put the outer side on there like this. Let's see, there we go. And I usually put a resealable sleeve. I just haven't done this one yet. This is a recent pickup. So again, much like I showed Black Sabbath in the last video, Led Zeppelin 7-inch singles, they sell for crazy money. They're still a very popular band. Unlike this next one, whose singles don't sell for as much, but are just as great as Zeppelin, if not better. This is Heartbreaker and Mr. Limousine Driver from 1970 from Grand Funk Railroad. Mark Farner. Absolutely love this early stuff. It was nothing but a jam, and I can't get enough of early Grand Funk. So, cool single to have, especially the Japanese pressing. Another Japanese pressing. This one happens to be Cheap Trick. This is one that I've never seen before. I was kind of surprised to find it. But it's for California Man and I think Surrender. I'm looking real quick. California Man and How Are You? Sorry. California Man and How Are You? On the Epic label. I can only assume that that's the original sleeve. I've never actually seen that record sleeve before, but it does say Epic Sony on it on the back, so I gotta assume that it's the original sleeve that goes with the, as with most Japanese pressings, instead of being in a sleeve, they actually have this little They have the regular, you know, record company sleeve, but then they always have this little insert that goes in front of it with the usually with a picture and then lyrics and stuff on the back, which I think is really cool. I love Japanese pressings for several reasons. One of them is they're, like I said, they're collectible, especially to me here in the United States, where these aren't like in plenty. I'm sure you can find these much cheaper and more readily in Japan, but I'm not from Japan. But the other reason is they got great sound quality, and they're just very cool. They always have unique artwork on them. So yeah, great stuff. Cheap Trick Voices from the Dream Police album, backed with Hot Love. This is a German pressing with a very unique German sleeve. I have other pressings of Voices, but this is one of the few I've seen with the live pictures on the front. So cool. Got some Boogie Rock from Foghat. This is Fool for the City, backed with Take It or Leave It. What, 1976, 77? And it's got the original Warner Brothers Japanese sleeve with it. This too is not Japanese, but this too is Foghat. This is a jukebox single for I Just Want to Make Love to You and Fool for the City Live. These are both from the Foghat Live album. And yeah, it's in the original Warner Brothers sleeve, and it even has the little jukebox slip. This one's kind of nice though, because a lot of jukebox singles you see kind of like they have the swirl marks from records sitting on top of records, but this one doesn't. It's very clean, so it's kind of nice. Jethro Tull, I believe this is a German pressing. Yep, German pressing. Chrysalis of Locomotive Breath and Look Into the Sun. Don't show a lot of Jethro Tull. I do like Tull. I just don't have a whole lot of stuff from him. I have a few albums, especially the late 60s and early 70s stuff. And I have probably about 10 or 12 singles from him as well. But I don't actively search out Tull singles like I do, you know, other bands like Thin Lizzy and Aerosmith and whatnot. But yeah, this one was going through a list of what the guy had, and this one was in there, so I snagged it. I love the song, and I like the band, so I grabbed it. I was in a huge Boston kick, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, and I was picking up all kinds of singles. I've actually had this one for a while. I just never had a chance to show it. This is A Man I'll Never Be. I believe this is a... Okay. All right. Pardon the interruption there. My phone rang, and I have to answer it because, well, that's what happens when you have a business. But in any case... Usually after 5 o'clock my time, people don't call, but this time they did. But in any case, next up, Boston, Man I'll Never Be, picture sleeve. Yeah, I think I started showing this one before I got interrupted, so there you go. Let's move on from there. All right, next up, this is a UK pressing of Aerosmith Shut Up and Dance, backed with Deuces Are Wild, the LP version, and Crazy, the orchestral unreleased version. Cool picture sleeve single, obviously Steven Tyler with his gigantic mouth on the cover there, and a cool live shot of the band on the back. This one I actually is an upgrade. I had this one. It's funny, I can't seem to find a copy of this. It's like mint. This one is darn close to mint, other than the sticker in the front that says Made in England, and somebody decided to write something on the back, right on the top right there, you see it? But small minor details, other than that, in pristine condition. This is a US radio promo pressing of Train Kept a Rollin' from 1974, the stereo and mono pressing, same song, both sides. This is the studio version. All right, several Kiss singles here. This is Christine 16 and Shock Me from the Love Gun album, Japanese pressing, classic album cover painting, pristine copy, nice condition. Christine 16 has never been one of my favorite songs, but I love Shock Me. Next up, this is Christine 16 backed with Shock Me US, just a standard US pressing. And I actually had a copy of this, but this one here was very inexpensive, but it's also in really good shape. So I snagged it. It's basically an upgrade. So my other copy will end up going to a friend. Not that it was in bad shape, but I don't know. But when it comes to some bands, I just can't leave them behind if they're a good price, and I didn't. So so it might even be in the same condition as the one I had. So one of the two copies will end up going to a friend. All right, this is Strutter 78, backed with Shock Me, and I believe this is an Italian pressing. I'm looking for the, I don't know. It's got itty bitty little writing on the back, kind of hard to see. But regardless, very cool to have. Strutter 78, of course, was re-recorded, remixed version that ended up on the what was it called? The Silver album. Why am I blanking the name of a Kiss album? I keep wanting to say Dynasty, and I know that's not right. Dadgummit. I hate when I do that. Double platinum. There you go. Did you see my brain working there? Did you see smoke coming out of my ears? Because that's kind of what it felt like. All right. This is music from The Elder. This is I, backed with, let's see here. Backed with The Oath, which was, I believe, a Gene Simmons song. Nope, actually it's Paul Stanley and Bob Ezrin were the writers of that song, and I is Gene Simmons and Bob Ezrin, so nice picture sleeve pressing of that. Kiss's Big Ballad from the 80s, if it was 80s, it was late 80s, what, 89 or so. This is a German pressing of Forever, backed with The Street Gives and The Street Taketh Away. It is in really good condition. It does have this sticker on there with that number, which I don't know what that all is about. Maybe it was part of a DJ's collection or something like that. I'm not sure, but I don't want to peel the sticker off. I'm afraid it will just wreck the cover more, and it doesn't really bother me, so I'm going to leave it. A band I love, I'm always looking for singles from this band, and I think I show their singles in just about every video I do, kind of like Aerosmith and Kiss, but this is UFO, early stuff with Boogie and Melinda on the Decca label. Beautiful German pressing of this. This is a weird single for me, not the music or not anything like that, but I've ordered this single multiple times. And like I said before, I usually, when I buy singles from across the pond, I always end up buying more than one because of the shipping. And that's the case with this one. I bought this thing 4 times. And 3 times, I literally came back to me and they're like, we have all the singles ready, but we don't have the UFO single. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a bummer because that's the one I started with. That's the one I wanted the most. But again, just ship what you have anyhow. So finally, I found a seller out there who had the single in stock. He too actually came back and said, hey, one of the singles wasn't in the, and I was like expecting it to be the UFO, but it wasn't the UFO. It was actually a Nazareth. I'm sorry, it was a Slade single that they ended up not having. But regardless, finally got a copy of this nice one. This is Boogie and Melinda from UFO. Had to be early 70s because this was from UFO 1, I believe. Not seeing a date on here anywhere. Anyhow, nice single. All right, this is a UFO Back in My Life. This is from the Mechanics album. It is the promo single, white label promo single on the original chrysalis sleeve. Nothing special about it other than it's UFO, and anything UFO is about my collection. I've been finding a lot of these singles recently, which is great. This one is not in the greatest condition. The sleeve isn't. The vinyl's in good condition, but this is the Runaways, Midnight Music, back with Neon Angels on the Road to Ruin. These singles don't show up often at all, so I was really happy to find this one, even with this slight, you can see it's got some ring wear in the middle there. But other than that, it's in pretty good condition, and it's a pretty rare single. When I bought it, the seller immediately came to me. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know that this one's got a little bit of wear and some wrinkles and I'm like, I'll take it. I don't care. Send it to me. So anyhow, very cool. And then a Japanese pressing of Secrets and Rock and Roll from the Runaways on the Polygram label. And finally, from the Runaways, this is Little Sister, backed with School Days, another Japanese pressing on the Polydor or Polygram label. And then connected to the Runaways, obviously, one of the members, this is Joan Jett, Crimson and Clover, backed with Oh Woe Is Me, 7-inch single on the Boardwalk Records label. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, the band she formed right after the Runaways broke up. And Joan Jett's one of her biggest influences. This is Suzi Quatro, and this is Glad All Over and Ego in the Night. And Glad All Over is a Dave Clark 5 cover song, which a lot of bands have covered. But yeah, very cool. I honestly, I don't have a lot of Quattro in my collection. I do have some, but I couldn't pass this one up because I just love the Dave Clark 5, so I really wanted to And I never actually heard her cover of Glad All Over, and it's a really good cover. So cool track. And then also this is Suzi Quatro's Too Big, backed with I Want to Be Free. This is a German pressing. Cool picture sleeve single, of course. If you recognize Suzi Quatro, she was Leather Tuscadero on the Happy Days. Bunch of singles. This is a huge update to this band. Another Japanese single. Blue Oyster Cult singles, especially Japanese singles, are ridiculously expensive. Like I said, I've got this one seller who's been selling me things for $10 and under, which is great. But this is Born to Be Wild. I think I said in my the beginning of this video, or maybe it wasn't the last one, that there's a couple of Born to Be Wild covers in this one. But this is backed with Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll. A live version of the track on the CBS Epic label. We Gotta Get Out of This Place, backed with Kick Out the Jams. Again on the CBS label, and I'm pretty sure this is a UK pressing. This is a US promo pressing of Going Through the Motions from the Spectres album. You got mono and stereo version promo of the same song on both sides. From the Mirrors album, this is Lonely Teardrops, and I will show you the vinyl in a second. I just wanted to make sure. It's a clear vinyl, so you can see the vinyl there, and it's got this reflective. It looks like there's a lot of ring wear. It really isn't. It's not. It's just a little bit of ring wear, and then there's some ring wear on the sleeve itself, which makes it look bad. But it's very reflective. Cool single from, let's see, this one's got to be from, I think, from the UK as well. This is Blue Oyster Cult, Burning for You. This is the standard non-pictures disc version from the US, backed with Vengeance, The Pact on the B-side. I love that, the album Fire of Unknown Origin, what this came from. This is from the Club Ninja album, probably the most hated album in the entire Blue Oyster Cult collection, but this is Dancing in the Ruins, and this is a promo pressing, radio pressing of the same song, both sides, both in stereo, because this was the 80s when this one came out, 86, so by that time they were no longer doing mono pressings. And then Astronomy, backed with Magic of Illusion from Blue Oyster Cult, and again, this is I think this is another UK pressing. Yeah. All right, another huge upgrade. This is Alice Cooper, and there's a bunch of them in here. I've got like 6 different versions of this, of Elected, and this is another one. You can see it has the punch out center hole, which it still has the punch out on there, and it's backed with Looney Tune, and this is a German pressing of that. I've got several of them that have that same picture and cover, with the U.S. president and Alice Cooper in the background raising his hand. Yeah, I think a lot of countries just use the same cover. Teenage Lament 74 and Working Up a Sweat, Alice Cooper. Unique picture sleeve single. I've never actually seen this single before. I don't remember where this one's from. It's not UK. It's not Germany, which a lot of these singles always seem to come there. I can't remember. I should have written it down before I started. If one of you watching knows, let me know. I can't remember off the top of my head. This is Alice Cooper, Go to Hell and I'll Never Cry. And this is a German pressing on the Warner Brothers label. I Am the Future. This is a promo pressing on the Warner Brothers label. You can see the Warner Reprise sleeve. Same song, both sides. This would have been during his blackout period in the 80s, and it does say on there promotion only, not for sale. 1982, I think it is, from the Zipper Catches Skin album, I believe. Again, another huge upgrade for this collection. This is all Jimi Hendrix. There's a bunch of Jimi Hendrix in here, but I showed this one in a video not that long ago that someone had written all over, and I kind of gushed over the writing because they colored it in, and it was kind of fun. I kind of liked it, and I'm going to keep that version too, but this is a perfect, clean version of this pressing. Stone Free on the B-side. Excuse me. Yeah, Stone Free on the B-side, Hey Joe on the A-side. And then this is Purple Haze, backed with 51st Anniversary, Japanese pressing on the Polydor label. 1968, I think. Might have been 67. Wind Cries Mary with Highway Child, the Jimi Hendrix Experience on the Polydor label. I am not sure what country this one is from. Again, I should have looked it up before I started. I didn't. All right, next up, this is All Along the Watchtower, Voodoo Child, and Hey Joe on the Polydor label. Cool black and white cover, as you can see. And let's see if I can see where this one was pressed at. This looks like it is a UK. Yeah, this is a UK pressing. So of course the one that I actually look up on it to see what it is UK. But I mean, there's different pressings from all over the globe. You can spend a lifetime collecting Jimi Hendrix singles, and well, a lot of these bands that I'm showing now. You know, Thin Lizzy. I mean, Aerosmith. I literally have a huge box that is just packed with nothing but Aerosmith singles. So, all right, I can't get that one back in the sleeve. All right, U.S. pressing of on the Reprise label of Foxy Lady, backed with Purple Haze. This is the a mid-70s pressing, I believe. It is the back-to-back hits series. So this would have been one that was sold in record stores, but also used in jukeboxes and stuff like that, because it had two of Jimmy's biggest hits on there. This is also on the Reprise label. This is also a back-to-back hits. This is a Canadian pressing of Crosstown Traffic and All Along the Watchtower. And it's got the Canadian Warner Brothers sleeve, Reprise sleeve, which is cool. WEA Music of Canada, as you can see on the bottom down there. This is Fire, backed with Touch You. This is a more recent pressing that was released from the Jimi Hendrix family. Regardless, anything Jimi Hendrix, I'm just a fanatic. So, all right, we got maybe 6 more singles in here, and then we're done. Just one from this band, picture sleeve for Petra. This would be Whole World, and I do not remember what was on the other side. King's Ransom. Petra were a early 70s. They were formed like, I know their first album came out in 74, so they were obviously formed before that. They're still out there touring. They just did, like 2 years ago, their 50th anniversary tour, and then last year they were on their The Best for Last tour, and that tour continues now. But yeah, their 7-inch singles really don't show up. There's a few of them on eBay right now at ridiculous prices, all of them over $100. I would never pay that for any single, but yeah, they got this one for a great price, and nice to see a picture sleeve single of the classic Petra stuff. All right, now the rest of them, to finish this off, I think they're all the same band. Nope, there's one that's not. Let's do this one first. This is Rush, Ghost of a Chance, backed with Dreamline in a picture sleeve. This is a UK pressing, really nice picture sleeve. And the rest of these are all Queen. So this, they're all in fantastic condition. This is the one that's, the cover has got some issues, but this is Killer Queen, backed with Flick of the Wrist. But you can kind of see the cover. It's not horrible. It's got some ring wear. It's got some wrinkles, but the record's in great shape on the EMI label. This one's in fantastic condition. This is Somebody to Love, backed with White Man, Queen, picture sleeve single. This is a Japanese pressing of good old-fashioned Loverboy, and I always struggle pronouncing this name. I know it comes to Cling Together is the name, what it amounts to, but Tag Tormati, I don't know. I suck at other languages, so there you go. Japanese pressing, original sleeve, Elektra record sleeve. Another Japanese pressing. This is Now I'm Here and Keep Yourself Alive. Keep yourself alive. Keep yourself alive. Again, has the original sleeve inside of it. And the last one for this video is Fat Bottom Girls Will Be Riding Your Way, with Bicycle Race being the A-side. And this is also on the Elektra label. And I believe this is actually a U.S. pressing, which I picked up from a U.S. seller. So nice. I think in the original poster that came with the original album. This girl riding this bike was not wearing those pink underpants. If you look closely, they don't even look like real underpants, but maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe there was more one picture taken, but regardless, cool cover, cool album, Queen. So there's my big stack of 70s 7-inch singles. I'm going to be doing a 12-inch video update soon. I'm going to do another thrash, underground thrash video. Obviously, we've got more of the Metal Roundtable coming, so lots of stuff coming to the channel, and I so appreciate you all watching and subscribing. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video. It always helps out, as does subscribing and sharing as well. That's it. Appreciate you watching. God bless. Stay strong.